Hello, this is Lisa Russick and Misty Lore with the podcast We Are All Psychic. And today we have a wonderfully rad guest, and her name is iPhone. Adashia. Her name is Adashia. And Adashia, would you like to say hello?
Sure. Hey, how's everybody doing? Again, my name is Adashia. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I'm local to Jonesboro, Georgia, but I can hit the distance too. So.
Oh, yes. Distance Reiki works too, just as well, if not better sometimes for some people.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a question for you, and I think Misty is dying to ask you the question.
I would love to know, Adashia, right? Did I say it right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that we're all psychic?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Why? Why would you say such things?
Well, in my personal opinion, we wear these meat suits, but we have a soul inside of there. So I truly believe that we are souls having a human experience. So we're in the world, but we're not of it. So, I mean, you can't help but to have that otherworldly power if you're of that world,
Right.
Yes, I love the way you put that.
That is very cool. It's just kind of like we are this way. And it's our quality. It's a quality we have, period. It's kind of what you're saying.
Right.
And it's because we do have a soul. Yes, I agree with that completely. So, did you always grow up feeling that way about your intuition, about your senses, your special senses or anything?
I would say no, because I was very much, of the world. I was going on about my childlike ways. I had a ghost experience, but I had buried it. So I didn't even realize I had the experience until I was a grown adult. And it literally hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, that's why I'm so obsessed with ghost stories and scary stuff.
How old were you when that happened that you remember?
I want to say I was 5.
Wow.
And it was
a story.
Did you just spontaneously remember this? Yeah, we need to know the story.
Yes. Yes, I was actually talking about one of my it wasn't my childhood homes, but I grew up there a lot. Family. It was a family home. I remember I was in a bunk bed. I was on the top bunk and I seen this mist and it was just kind of floating there. I don't remember feeling scared. I just remember seeing it, and it was okay. And I went.
Was it dark in the room, and you could see this?
It was
white mist or a gray mist?
It was darker. It was dark,
like a black mist, like a fog. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like Reiki. When I see Reiki, it looks like a little black vapor, and I've read that it can translate literally to ghost vapor. Kind of interestingly, so that's kind of. Cool. So do you think that could have been Reiki coming around to you possibly to let you know?
And I'm so sorry because my baby just ventured outside. Big brother is not on duty.
New guest. We have to ask her if she thinks we're all psychic.
Ask the kids questions now.
Wow. Jabari, go back in the house, baby.
No. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys.
That's okay.
You know what? I'm really not for sure. I don't think it was in that instance because that house was known to have phenomenon. Ooh. And that's why it hit me. Because my grandmother was telling me that a lot of people had seen a man with a hat, almost like a cowboy hat, like a black shadow in the hallway. And that's kind of when it hit me wow, I had that I had an experience in that home.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was Reiki. I just think that house had things going on there.
Yes, that sounds like it. And it's interesting you said that he saw a cowboy. A lot of people see cowboy spirits when they're younger. I saw a green cowboy when I was younger. My best friend could see it. And I've heard this from other people. They when they were about anywhere from 4 to 6 or 7, they had a cowboy thing, spirit of a cowboy come in, just kind of strangely. Wow. Yeah, I don't know how old would you say your father was when he had their grandfather? Or
it was my grandmother. She was telling me about it.
Okay,
but
was she little when it happened to her, or was she pretty older?
No, she was older. But as I got older and I got more into ghost stories and I started listening to podcasts, it seems to be a common type of ghost, this black shadow with a hat on.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So after you remembered that, what did you want to do after you remembered that? What caught your attention about it?
I wanted to hear more about this house. I wanted to be honest, it just made everything kind of click for me. It made everything fall into place of, okay, this is why I'm obsessed with ghost stuff. I've always been like believed in aliens, like that type of thing. It just kind of made everything fall into place for
me. Right. Okay. So like key and lock pieces in the puzzle all falling in and stuff for you. So when did that lead to Reiki? When did you learn Reiki?
To be honest, I got certified officially about a year. Actually, next weekend will be officially a year since I've been certified.
Did you do 1 and 2 and the master classes too, or?
I did.
Oh, that's so great. I just took 1 and 2. So I'm thinking about going for my teacher and master this fall. Not positive. Yeah. It just depends on if my Reiki teacher can, we can arrange it with all the stuff we both have going on. So.
Right. Yeah. I traveled to Florida and she did like a whole weekend. So it was like 1, 2, and 3 back to back. So
that's so I did 1 and 2. And then on a weekend I did 1 and 2. And I think the next one she does is called P something. I think it's 3 basically, but she calls it PRT. I want to say she calls, I can't remember exactly what she calls it. And then the master class. And I think she teaches the master teacher after that, or does the attunement for the master teacher if you get along with that. So what was, Reiki, I've always felt like is a really good gateway to anyone experiencing the energy and not really believing in it and feeling, you can feel, everybody can feel it shifting. The energy of your stomach does the Reiki rumble, and so that was like for a lot of people I've seen when the first time they get Reiki, when they're not too sure about all this energy stuff, that's when they start going, wow, there's really something to this, because you can really feel it. Everybody can experience it. If they don't, they're just really not paying attention, or they don't want to. They're blocking it,
Right. Yeah.
Or they fall asleep.
One client that felt nothing.
Yeah.
Out of all the people, one client, and she's like, I don't know, friend. I don't feel anything.
Yeah. Some people
wasn't open to it, maybe.
Right. Yeah. I think maybe, just kind of some people are a little bit more out of tune than others. They don't pick up on those things, or they're so distracted by the world or what's going on around them.
Maybe their mind's racing. Right. And they're like, this isn't happening. They're waiting for something like, wow, which it can be. It can be like that if, you let it be, I guess. I don't know.
You have to be in the right frame of mind, I think.
Yeah. So when you, so it's been a year now that you've been a master, and what have been some of the coolest experiences you've had as a Reiki, offering Reiki and learning Reiki? Because I had some really interesting experiences getting attuned and stuff like that when I took.
Right.
Yeah.
I think seeing some of the emotional releases and how they can show up for people. Like I've had people like shaking my Reiki table, like literally like gripping and like shaking the table. And one of the more interesting experiences I had was during a self Reiki session. Like I was on my throat area, and I also had crystal there as well to, help proof it up. So my throat it felt like waves were happening under my throat, like literally like it was doing like that.
Oh,
like,
wow.
It was quite a different experience, but I feel
do you remember what kind of stone you used? I'm kind of curious.
It was kyanite.
Blue kyanite?
Yeah, the blue one. The blue one.
Okay, I had one of those. I'll try that.
Yes. That one's a real zinger for me. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try that for sure.
But every session for me has something in it that is like, whoa.
Yeah.
And, as I'm going on and I'm just learning more and just trying to figure out what sensations necessarily mean what. Because, we have all different type of sensations during a session.
Oh, yeah.
So it's definitely a learning process. But I love it. I definitely feel like it's completely life-changing.
It is.
Not only for my clients, but for me as well.
Yes, so, you get healed when you offer Reiki.
Absolutely.
So that's what I understand. I get the healing as well, and I feel it. When I'm doing, say, somebody's heart chakra, I can feel mine kind of clearing out and everything feeling aligned when I'm trying to get them all aligned. It's just a great feeling all around. It's like a bonding kind of,
Right, absolutely. And for anybody who's watching and you've never heard of Reiki or you've heard of it, but you don't really know what it is an energy healing modality. It's channeled directly from source. So it comes through my body first, which is how the Reiki practitioner or Reiki master gets the healing first, and then it goes into the client. And it moves all the stagnant energy, all the things they're holding on to, the trauma, the grief, the hurt, all of that. It helps move it up and out so you can let it go.
Yes. And it can be intense. It can be really intense when some of that stuff comes out. But like a lot of people will just fall asleep and wake up feeling amazing. They won't remember, like when it's really deep healing.
Yes, it puts people what I call in an in-between state most of the time.
Like a twilight.
Yes, it slows down your brain waves. So a lot of people be like, I felt like I was asleep, but I wasn't. I was like, yeah, that's like the in-between. Like you're just floating out there in space.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes,
Love
absolutely.
It. So my Reiki teacher, we're in Alabama. I don't know. You said you're in Georgia. You may appreciate this, although Georgia's a lot more liberal than it used to be. But in Alabama, like my Reiki teacher says, to tell people that it's a Japanese relaxation technique, and tell people that in Alabama because they aren't really open-minded to a spiritual kind of thing that's not related to religion necessarily. Not everybody, but a lot of people in the South, in Alabama especially, haven't ever experienced Reiki. If they hear of it, they've done it probably or had it offered, and so she had told us, that's one way to present it is a Japanese relaxation technique, which it is, but it does a lot more than that, I think. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And we have talked about Reiki a lot on the podcast, and a bit about how it works and stuff, but we haven't had too many other. We did have my Reiki teacher on here before. She taught me Reiki. And we've had people who practice Reiki, but no one really just talking about their, everyday experiences with it like you are. So that's really cool. Misty, I know you must have some questions for.
Okay, so I have a question. Okay, I know that when you're doing the Reiki and, you're healing somebody, whether it be from pain or trauma or whatever that you're healing it from, I know that like when you get done, they feel so much better, and relieved, and that energy is released. But does that energy come back later on? Like, does the Reiki like stick around for a little while and then come back, or you have to keep doing the Reiki in order for it to work, or how does it work?
It really depends on the individual because Reiki can help you release things, but if you're not doing the work also to heal, to face those fears, to face those trauma, forgive the people. If you're still like living your everyday life and really nothing is changing, you're not making an effort to do anything, then yes, very well, you could need repeated sessions until you decide to make a change on your own. I would hope, it's not my hope that somebody becomes dependent upon me for the healing. I definitely encourage all my clients to do the healing work on their own as well. And I try to give my best advice on things I think could be helpful for them to do that.
Yeah.
I bet that helps too when you're doing sessions, I bet. Yeah. That's what makes you a good Reiki teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
Practitioner, I'm sure. Yeah. And my experiences with people offering me Reiki, I've had a few people offer it to me before I taught it to myself. And they would like have visuals and stuff when they were giving the Reiki, and afterwards they say, I saw this, I saw that. When I was at your heart chakra, I felt this. They would go through and explain what all they felt and saw, and it really related to stuff going on in my life, as metaphoric as it could be, and I could see how it would fit into what I was releasing or what was going on. Sometimes I couldn't release it. Like, I used to have a very big attachment, and I didn't know what it was, but it was like a very unhealthy attachment to cats. Like, I loved them. I just worried about my cats all the time, and I was so obsessed with their safety, and if anything was wrong with them, if they got hurt or if they had, they passed away, it was just, oh my God, everything's ending. And, it was always like too big. The Reiki teacher, Ruth Ann, my friend had given me Reiki, and every time she would start to get to this one point around my heart chakra, I would start crying, and I'd just think about my cats, and I couldn't figure out why. But when Ruth Ann gave me the first time she gave me Reiki, I fell asleep and I woke up the next morning and I was like looking around. I was like, something's different. And I looked at my cats on the, sitting on the bed and on the floor, just kind of like, hey, Lisa, wake up, and I was like, I don't feel something for them. I did feel love, but I didn't feel that like desperate attachment. It was like desperate. It was frantic, like a mother to a child that you don't see anymore and you just worry about them, and then it was gone. And I realized at that time I could put it back in. And in her letter, she said that she had removed something very old from my heart, the back of my heart chakra out of the high heart. And I just knew it had to be something with cats because my feelings were different. And I was like, well, I don't know if I like this because I'm so used to just adoring the hell out of them, like to a point of, And I realized I could put it back if I wanted. I could get that feeling back and get obsessed with them again and have the unhealthy attachment. But it was really my choice to continue the healing, let that attachment come back.
See, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, you have to really put the mind over matter.
That's what she was saying too. Yeah, you have to like work it too. Yeah.
Absolutely. And a lot of people, I don't think, understand that.
Yeah.
So I think that's good to get out there. It's not a cure-all. You have to do the work too.
There's a lot afterwards that I will always sort through after I receive Reiki, that I'll have a lot of after once I get my water in me and sleep and, the next day I'll be like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I almost always tell people to drink the water, pay attention to your dreams and whatever thoughts come up because that's what's ready to be dealt with.
Yes.
And deal with that so you can release it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So what was the best Reiki? Oh, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
Well, I was just wondering, so what made you decide to start doing Reiki?
Okay, so I feel like I was having, I can't really call it a midlife crisis, but it's like I went through like a really dark time. And it's like everything felt like every day felt the same, like Groundhog's Day. I describe it as like my life was mundane. Yeah. Like I felt like I wasn't living in my purpose. I'm just waking up, taking care of my family and going to sleep and doing it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
So I really started to question like, what's my purpose in life? I was already kind of falling more into my spirituality, like questioning my whole upbringing and started questioning God and all type of things. Like I was scared at the same time because I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to go to hell because now I'm questioning God and, all of the things. And I still believe in God. I just want to put that out there, but in a different way. Like,
I know what you mean. There's a love for the divine, a divine love or something.
Exactly.
Something
there's no hate in the word God anymore is the way I look at it. Mm-hmm. There's no hate. There's no hurt. God is pure love. He is, the one. We all have a little bit of God in us, I think.
Right.
Or like our podcast guests have often said, or deities of choice, or goddess, or
whatever you want to call it.
If it's not God, it can be anything you relate to as a higher power, even a
higher power. Yeah,
right. But so once I feel like I figured out my purpose, I always kind of felt like it was to make the world a better place. Like I wanted to save the world in a sense.
Yeah.
So I guess I just kind of got on a hunt of how I can fulfill that purpose. And I started leaning more into natural medicine, like treating the source versus the symptoms. And it like really just fell in my lap. Like I was reading a forum and literally somebody mentioned Diane Stein's Essential Reiki book. I don't know if you've heard of it. But she ruffled a lot of feathers back in the 90s because she was the first one to put the Reiki symbols in print. Oh. And a lot of people were upset about that.
Interesting.
But yeah, so as soon as I got the book in my hand and started reading it, I was like, I'm doing this. I knew it was meant for me to do it. Like there was no question. It was just, how could I do it? And I actually started to look her up. And that's actually who I ended up training with.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
So, I just happened to look her up and she was doing a Reiki weekend. So I'm like, well, that's it.
That's pretty synchronicitous. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. So that's how I fell into Reiki. And I feel like it's not the end all be all, but I feel like it's my way of serving my purpose on this level, you know, because the more I learn, you help everybody, you help the collective. So
and, you know,
I am making the world a better place, one person at a time.
That's what I was thinking, one person at a time. And if you are just a year out of getting this master teacher certification, I just have this feeling you're going to grow from there into other healing modalities of some sort, energy healing modalities.
Yeah,
you know,
I do too.
Like even like the intuitive medical kind of thing. If you are at all interested in medicine, which I think you are. And you can probably tell like imbalances in the endocrine system and stuff. I just have a feeling you can tell stuff like that. And I feel like that's going to grow into your practice too. You know, I don't know. I just feel like that's going to happen for you.
I do too.
Well, thank you, ladies. I definitely, I'm growing spiritually more. So I'm just trying to, at this point, not rush it. Because at some point it was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what my superpower is. What is it? At this point, I'm just kind of relaxing into it. And I'm just trying to be more in tune and letting it happen. But I definitely, at some point, is my hope to have like a whole clinic set up with like yoga, Reiki, homeopathy. A massage, a whole spa. Like I want the whole shebang bang. So
love it.
I'm starting here, but I definitely know it's a stepping stone for something much bigger.
Yes. That sounds awesome. I will come visit your spa any day. It's only a hop, skip, and a jump for us. Yeah, we can drive on over there.
Yeah, we can do that.
If you're going to do it.
Yeah, I'll send you an invite as soon as I get it up.
All right. So where can listeners find out about you or maybe learn about your services in Reiki or anything like that?
Sure. Well, my company, I do. My company is called New Foundations Reiki, and my website is newfoundationsreiki.com. I have an Instagram and a TikTok, both at New Foundations Reiki. Unfortunately, I don't have a Facebook right now, but I'm working on changing that. And I do all my bookings through my website.
Okay, and I'll put all listeners and watchers. Oh, this is a video podcast, but I'll put all that in the description of the podcast, and you can go check her out. And I'd like to thank our sponsor, Everclear, at this point. Everclear is an advice app and a website where you can get advice from psychics and empaths so you can get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve.
Because you deserve it.
You deserve it.
You deserve it.
You deserve it. You deserve it. Frank deserves it. Gandalf doesn't deserve it again. He left. I guess he deserves it. We'll give it to him anyway. He always walks away when it's time for him to deserve some clarity, but he
won't accept it, will he?
He's not ready for it. Yeah, he's not ready for the clarity.
Nope.
Oh, he's a cat. He probably thinks he knows it all.
Maybe he does. I'm sure he thinks it. So do you have, last thing, do you have any advice for anyone who maybe they're looking for their superpower and they're not sure where to start? What would you advise for them to like explore it within themselves or without, like to find it maybe?
My number one recommendation will always be meditation. If you do not do anything else in your spiritual practice, at least find some time, at least one time a day, to meditate, to go within, to get your answers that you're looking for. I see so many people that also come into spirituality that look outside of themselves so much, not realizing that the answers are inside of you.
Yes.
And they tend to get kind of wrapped up in things that they kind of have no business getting into or not doing the research.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely say go within with the meditation, and little by little, it'll start to open up for you. And if you have issues meditating, it's just like exercising. Like you might not be able to run a 5K on day one, but if you keep doing, running and walking every day, eventually you'll get to that point where you can do it.
It's true.
So true.
And meditating is kind of different for everybody. So if you feel like you're not doing it like everybody else is, but it's working, then you're okay. We're working being you feel better afterwards, or you feel like you got clarity, or you cleared out your head or your body or anything like that after a meditation. And it's like, I love it in the morning the most. A lot of people say that meditation is really good in the morning too, to kind of get you started on the day. So that's when I use it. That's great advice. And I guess, lastly, Misty, thank you. And
Thank you, Lisa.
Adashia, thank you so much for coming. And listeners and watchers, it's so funny. This is the 4th time we've rescheduled this podcast. And she hung in there. She believed it. She believed us. She came back because we get sick a lot, listeners and watchers, as you know. And she's just this is the 5th time it worked. 5 is the number of change. So
right. I'm not gonna lie. At 7:29, I had got an update. I'm like,
I know. I was like, I look at the clock and I was like, it's got 2 minutes still. They really got on there, and it almost didn't happen again. That would have been hysterical. Too much.
Oh my God. But it happened. I just figured that when it was my time, it was gonna be my time, or our time, I should say. So
well, here it is.
And we did it. And I learned a lot. And thank you so much. And then listeners, go check out her stuff. Watchers, check out her stuff. Learn about Reiki, meditate. Great advice. And thank you so much again.
Yes, thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. And everybody, we love you. We love you, everybody. Not listeners and watchers. We love everybody except that guy. And everybody have a wonderful day, wherever you may be, morning, night, middle of the night. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.